Okay, I'm Prophet Ron Dwayne Whitfield, once again recording on May 19th or May 20th of 2018. I do know the day is Saturday. I will take the time to be very clear as to my having a video. I don't have it in my possession, but I want to make clear that on February 17th of 2018, while unlawfully in the custody of the Harris County Sheriff's Department, and after being on, or while being on, a 10-day food and water strike protest against Judge Phillips, who used his influence to have the parole authorities to have twice arrested me, the Sheriff's Department caused me to be transferred or transported to Memorial Hermann Hospital in the Texas Medical Center, where I was assaulted and by being physically assaulted, and then I was assaulted by strangulation while in the custody of the Harris County Sheriff's Department. There's a video to prove what I'm saying, and I like to be very clear on the fact that in the Rodney King beating of 1991 or 1992, I want to draw a contrast or parallel in that incident with mine. As the reader or viewer will know, when Rodney King was assaulted, the federal government investigated and prosecuted the police officers of the Los Angeles Police Department. Rodney King, unlike me, was not handcuffed and had been placed in leg irons, so he had some kind of way of defending himself against that assault by those police officers. I, on the other hand, was already in handcuff, and I was in leg iron, and I was doing what the federal Constitution guarantees me my God-given right to do, was protest against the government and to protest or petition, I should say, the government for redress of grievances. I believe in using effective means. When you're, for example, poor, or what we in the streets say a nobody, you get injustice these days. I don't care what you got, you go in there and show federal judges and state judges, here are the facts. And you come out of there a loser. They declare you a loser. So I tend to, since it's just been the way I've seen things. I've always felt that you have to have publicity. You have to have millions of people, thousands of people aware of what you're doing. And I have a lot of people that when I used to be on Facebook, and they didn't understand why I put my business out there. It's for a reason. It's not, I draw a contrast. You have what we call sensitive information and personal information. If someone asks you, what's your birthday? And I say May 24, 1966 was my birthday. That's personal, but it's not sensitive. How much money have you got in the bank? That's sensitive. So I'm not going to just talk to you about that. But if you ask me, are you married? I can yes. Certain things, that's personal, but it's not something that I have a problem with sharing with someone. The information that I share with people on Facebook, it might be personal, but it's not sensitive. I'm not going to discuss with you how much money I got. There are a lot of things that I'm not going to discuss with anybody about. So with that in mind, don't think there may be something wrong with me. Just understand that there are some things that are personal, but they're not sensitive. So when I share information which you might think is personal, I'm aware, I'm intentionally sharing this with you because you may be able to help me. I may be able to help you because we're sharing knowledge. Now, again, I was assaulted on February 17, 2018, while unlawfully in the custody of the Harris County Sheriff's Department. When I say unlawfully in the custody of the Sheriff's Department, it is that Judge Phillips, and I will prove it. I'm not trying to prove it. I'm just making the allegation like CP. There's people make false allegations of child abuse, and CPS just run out to your house and take your child. Somebody's making false allegations there. Nobody has sworn out any affidavit so that when you prove that these allegations were false, they can be prosecuted. They just get to make allegations, and CPS come running, take your child from you, and turn the tables on you. And are we ready? So I'm gonna go ahead and I guess pause this video for a second. Get up. I don't have to pause the video. So, as I'm saying, okay, there's a video that was captured by surveillance technology at Memorial Hermann Hospital on February 17th. Just let me know when you're ready. Okay, February 17th of this year. Okay, I might back up and make clear here. Since I don't commit crimes, other than if I commit a crime, I'm intentionally committing a crime, and so that's why I have to do. That's why I got to do a lot of things, because there are some laws like Martin Luther King. I've learned from Martin Luther King. Some laws I have to break, intentionally break, not for purpose like. Let me make this clear, like safe speeding, for example. That might be one law I need to break intentionally so I can be pulled over, so I can challenge the law as being unconstitutional. Martin Luther King, he willfully broke laws so he could be arrested. He wanted the national news media, I'm reading his work, that, so he wanted to be arrested. Martin Luther King's strategy, and people don't know, he wanted to be arrested. And being arrested, his tactic was to expose the white man in Russia, China, and all other countries his evil, as Martin Luther King did it, the treatment of the so-called Negro, whatever that is. When I do so being on parole, this is hindering me from being effective as a prophet, as God's last prophet, because I can't just be effective as I want to be, because I have nobody out here to help me when I get arrested. Cousins not going to help you. Certain people are not going to help you. People feel like you just try to get through the system as best you can and try to keep, stay away from the police, and then you thinking that you're going to be okay. That's not how that's going to always play out. Maybe 6% of the time people try to just get along. Yes, officer, just pay the tickets or whatever, and just try to stay out their way. I try to get in their way. I want to be in their way. I want to run a stop. Well, I don't want to run a stop sign, because that's a good law to stop. But the speeding laws that they have are unjust, because they are what you call trickery. For example, the speed limit in a rural area is not always 30, as the prosecutor at trial misled the jury into believing. The city of Houston is a rural area. These speed limits change from 30, from 10 to 20 to 15. They constantly change. So what they did to me is file a lawsuit against me. The city of Houston said I was speeding, claiming that the speed limit was 30. You have to go to the location and see what the speed limit was for that particular road, but I'm supposed to be a damn fool and not know that. And then there has to be a speed limit on the road. And on the road that I received a citation, there was no speed limit. And I made a video to that effect, and I told the judge, and I told the jury. And so by me telling them that there was no speed limit and making a video of it, I cannot lose. See, one must understand. So that's why it's a good thing that we have summary judgment. Summary judgment keeps it even from getting to a trial, because a jury may just vote to convict, notwithstanding the law. And plus, I didn't get a proper instruction. I objected to that instruction the jury gave. The state of Texas, the burden of proof that these people committing fraud upon the court, and they may be the legislator. I just can't say right now, because I need to look at the law again. I was ready to go forward and get the Supreme Court to declare Texas law is unconstitutional, speeding law. So what they've done, they've given me fake documents The state of Texas itself has sent me, using the United States mail, fake documents, and I'm gonna prove it to them. I'm gonna show you these documents, and you'll see the court clerk themselves saying, this is not real. This is not authentic. But it's got the judge's purported signature. It says the Harris County Criminal Court at Law number 12, telling me I'm losing on an opinion, and all these fake ass orders and shit. And here the clerk themselves in the court, them saying that's not ours. So what the fuck you think is going on? So do you think something's wrong with me, or do you think something's wrong with them? How can I be more specific in stating that they just use it? That's an offense to use the United States mail. Use it. It's like, for example, you cannot send a scam. You cannot use the United States mail to, for example, a scam like the judge. They thought I was something wrong with me. Nissan, Central Houston Nissan, sending me a scam in the mail. You cannot use, and I'm going to court, just showing the judge they violating federal law by using you. That's a crime. But because they so in bed with this corruption, they think that they can just do me in. You a motherfucking lie. Once I get the publicity like Malcolm X had, and what's his name, Farrakhan and Ab Sharp, I'ma show you some bitches you got me fucked up, that scam shit and all that fake ass shit y'all keep getting away with. Because I don't nobody know me. But if people knew me, they would know I know what the fuck I'm talking about. But when you don't have nobody, when you're not well known, like if I had people like Martin Luther King living today, shit, you can't put me on no motherfucking TV, NBC or ABC, and come at me with no bullshit. You'll look like a damn fool every time, and the world will be laughing at you, stupid motherfuckers. But I explained to them that, and I always fuck over me. They fuck over themselves. For example, while they was asleep, I went and recorded the road to show there was no speed limit sign on the road. They thought it was. They took me for a joke. They don't do that no more. There was no speed limit sign on the road. But you have to give the motorist notice what the rules of the road is, the speed limit. And then just saying 35 miles, what the fuck that mean? You have to you have to give people proper notice. That's required by if you're going to deprive me of my cash, of my life, of my freedom, you have to tell me not only what the speed limit is, but also of the consequences for failing to abide by this law. Not just give me notice that the speed limit is 35, but if you fail to obey, that there's a consequences. And they don't want me going to the goddamn United States Supreme Court. Them white motherfuckers on that, them people gonna goddamn agree with me. They gonna goddamn, when I get through fucking with the state of Texas, they gonna goddamn, he's right. He's right. This is not a damn fool. I don't know why I don't look like a damn fool, but they keep treating me as if I'm a damn fool. Again, this video that the Harris County Sheriff Department guy has will show that I was in leg irons and handcuffs, posing a threat to no one. Posing a threat to no one. The law does not allow any law enforcement or anyone to strangle me. I'm already restrained. That cannot be justified. Why the fuck you strangle that man up in handcuffs and leg iron? He didn't want to let the medical man, the nurse, get his blood pressure. The crazy doctor come out there and told not only the nurses and HPD and them two sheriff deputies that had me there, and the medical doctor. Here's the crazy doctor telling them all. The crazy doctor interviewed me at Memorial Hermann Hospital, asking me questions. And after he concluded, he was assessing me as to being oriented as to person, place, time, where I was. He then told them all. I don't agree with him when he said I had a constitutional right to not eat and drink water. There is no such right, constitutional right. The fucking right comes from God. The Constitution don't provide no motherfucking no rights. It provides us protection of rights God gave us. And people they don't want to let people know that these rights came from God. God gave me the motherfucking right to go to the United States FBI and protest. And the Constitution recognizes God gave me that right and protect me, guarantees me protection. The Constitution guarantees me a right to protest against these stupid motherfuckers. I have to do what's effective. I know when the FBI, when the news, ABC, CBS, know I'm not eating and they come out there, what the fuck is going on? You not eating, man, out here at the FBI. I'm going to point right to Judge Phillips. I'm going to point, he's the goddamn reason. Him, the Harris County attorney, what's her name, Tanya Johnson, Savannah Johnson, Rachel Johnson, look at all these damn Johnsons and shit. Myron Evans, Judge Phillips, Crystal in the courtroom, Courtney Wilson, all of them that's been involved. The attorney for my child, the man that prosecuted the attorney on appeal in the Gates case, I called him, he called me. The attorney, we didn't get the tools. But what are we going here for anyway? Overflow. Yeah, I got to have the tools. We didn't get too far. Yeah, okay. I'm trying to take the time to get these videos out there because I'm not finna, look, I got something to do. I got a lot to do in life. It's like Satan is slowing me down. Satan is slowing me down. You see what Martin Luther King was doing his work for God. Malcolm X was doing his work for God. I got work to do for God. I don't have time to be fucking with these goddamn people. They slowing me down. So I'm not finna keep letting the government slow me down. I'm here. I'm not trying to convince anybody that I'm godless. Fuck all that. Right now, what I'm finna start doing, I just say, my wife kind of slows me down, but I'm getting her where I ain't got to be slowed down. She's on board with what I'm doing. She's now part of that. Whereas before, I had to, so God is. You think God didn't? The laws of nature let me get strangled. This crazy ass Debbie is strangling me, and there's a goddamn surveillance video camera right over his head. So God, this is how I'm gonna start getting my name out there to do God's work, so I can be internationally known. So I can have the cash where I can devote all my time doing my work for God. I can't be on no goddamn job, all this bullshit. Even the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, when I was reading his book called Message to the Black Man, when I was in hell, he wanted to work. Malcolm X tried to take a broom from him and sweep. No. He knew he had enough sense to keep busy. So even if when I'm a millionaire, I still want to be out here mowing graves or whatever it is, doing work. Just because I'm a billionaire, millionaire, I won't take my ass to work, strenuous work. Right. Yeah.
The shorten the video, the more likely somebody's gonna look.
The shorten the video, I hear you. Thank you, and thank you. But I want to make sure that I didn't hit who, what, when, where, why, and how as to, and I'm taking the time for people to I was talking about. People, a lot of people I've talked to, you be putting your personal, and they don't realize there's a distinction between sensitive information and personal information. So I'm taking the time while my wife is, to.
But when you're in an English class, you gotta stay on topic. When you do all of this, you confuse people, and then you take away from the power of what you're saying.
And I get that, but I got a lot to do today. It's a lot.
Make several videos. Take your time. Make several videos.
Okay. Well, it's only been 20 minutes, so let me say this. I've already